So the next part of this extension is about using the distributive property with division. So same kind of process here. You're dividing everything that's in the group. The only difference is that your giant fraction bar is your grouping, is like your grouping. So in the past, when we needed to multiply by everything in the grouping, here we need to divide by everything in the grouping. Notice how in example 4 here, that fraction bar is saying that both 4x and negative 48 need to be divided by 4. So I'm going to split that up. I'm going to split that up into 4x divided by 4 minus 48 divided by 4. Boom. Now I can do some math. 4 divided by 4 cancels, and I'm left with x. And 48 divided by 4 is going to be minus 12. So final simplified answer, x minus 12. Example 5 here. Same kind of thing. Both of those pieces are being divided by that 5x. So I'm going to break that up into 2 separate fractions, reminding myself that both of those pieces, both the 45x squared and the 55x, need to be divided by that 5x. You also might need to remember some exponent rules here. 45x squared on the top is really 45x times x divided by that 5x minus 55x over 5x. All right, so now I can do some canceling here. That x divided by x is going to cancel out because x divided by x, anything divided by anything is 1. 45 divided by 5 is going to turn into 9, and I still have an x left on the top there. Now looking at the other piece, 55 divided by 5 is going to turn into 11, and x divided by x is going to cancel out to be 1, so I have nothing there, leaving my final answer to be 9x minus 11. Looking at this last most complicated example 6 here, you'll notice that we have 2 types of distribution going on. We have a distribution of multiplication first, then division. So in this kind of problem, you're going to start with any multiplication distribution first. So starting off on the top, I'm going to multiply that 9x by both pieces inside of that parenthesis, leaving me with 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. X times x turns into that x squared, and that y is just going to get carried down because there's nothing else to do with it. Now we need to multiply the 9x times that 6y. 9 times 6 is going to give me a positive 54, and x times y is just plain old xy. Okay, so now we need to move on to the division distribution. And just like we did in those previous examples, I'm going to start off by expanding everything on the top. Actually, let's take it one piece at a time. Let's turn this into 2 separate fractions first. Each of those pieces need to get divided by that negative 3x. And then I can go ahead and do some canceling. An x squared on the top is going to cancel out very nicely with 1x on the bottom. Negative 18 divided by negative 3 is going to turn into a positive 6. And I still have that x and that y on the top there. Looking at my other fraction, 54 divided by negative 3, I don't know what that is off the top of my head, so we're going to calculate it. That's going to be a negative 18. X divided by x is going to cancel out, and I'm just going to carry that y down for a final answer of 6xy minus 18y. So go ahead and give those practice problems a try, and let me know if you need me to check it.